CazCoin. At the heart of the blockchain jungle lies Caz, which allows you to buy products worldwide through CazCoin's global crypto e-commerce shop using the most secure and untraceable blockchain technology.
Hi and welcome to CazCoin support tutorials. Today we're going to put up a 3-in-1 masternode on VPS. At this point we're going to need to have the Caz in our possession already, which means if you don't have 150,000 Caz, you're going to need to head off to Coin Exchange and purchase the CazCoin. The first thing you want to do is you want to create 3 addresses and send exactly 50,000 Caz to each one, and we're going to come back to that now in a few moments. So if you haven't already done so, we're going to open an account with Vultr. That's vultr.com, and once you're at this point, then we are going to go ahead and we're going to deploy a new server. For CazCoin, you can choose the location of your choice. In this case, we're going to choose Amsterdam. Now the server type, we're going to need to click on Ubuntu, and it's going to be the 16x4x64 version. Server size, 25 gig, the $5 per month option with 1000 gigabit bandwidth is fine. Ignore the additional features in the startup script, the SSH keys, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to give the host name. We're going to call it Masternode Tutorial 3-in-1. Okay, so at this point we're ready to deploy, and this is added successfully, but it will take a few moments just until it's fully running. So at this point what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to go into CazCoin.io, and if we go to downloads, you're going to see an option here for the VPS masternode, and if we click into the VPS masternode, there is a script there which you can follow to run a single node, which is open here on the page. So let's go to the VPS now, and we can select the masternode tutorial. Now we're ready, it's running, and we're going to manage it. Okay, so there's a few important things here we need to look at. We have our IP address, we have our username, and we have the password. Okay, so at this point we're going to need to go ahead and download PuTTY. So if you haven't got PuTTY downloaded, just type in download PuTTY into Google and download PuTTY. It takes a couple of moments. So we will open PuTTY, and in here we're going to need to put the IP address, which we copy from the main IP. And then it's just simply open. And we just click yes. Okay, so we're going to log in as our username, which is root, and then enter, and our password, which we simply copy here, and we are in. So again, using PuTTY, it's a simple right click is paste. You don't need to Control and V or anything else, just simply right click and then press enter. Okay, so we are now in as a guest, And the first thing we're going to need to do is we're going to need to set it up Vultr that we have a 3-in-1 rather than just running one node. So the first thing we're going to have to do is we're going to have to set up our network configuration, which is by going into settings, and within settings we will add another IPv4 address. As you can see here, we've got one address at the moment, one IP. So yes, we would like to add another one. And again, we're going to add a third one. So now we have our 3 IP addresses which we're going to use. The next point, we're going to have a look at the network configuration. So we will right click and open a new tab. And in here, within the network configuration, as we scroll down, we can see the different Ubuntu versions and various texts within, but we are looking for the 16.xx because we're using the 16.4 version. So this is the code here which we're going to need to add in, which is highlighted. So if we go back into PuTTY, and there's going to be a line we're going to need to type in here, so we can change that network configuration so that we can allow us to run 3 nodes, is by typing in sudo space /etc/network/interfaces. Enter. Command not found. Let's try it again. We missed out on the nano. Okay, so now that we are in, we need to remove from this text auto low down to auto. So using the cursors, we will move down and to the very bottom of auto, and we will just simply delete. And if we go back into the text we had highlighted here, we'll just highlight it again. Control and C to copy, and then simply right click. I just want to make sure we got all of that in there. And as you can see, we have copied it all in. So at this point then we want to save this and exit. So it's Control and O, enter, and you can see we wrote 27 lines, and then we'll just Control and X to get back. Okay, so we're just going to make doubly sure we have copied them correctly. So if we copy that line again and we right click and enter, as we can see here now we have it copied in correctly. So Control and O, enter, Control and X, and we're back. So we're going to restart the server now in Vultr. So we're going to go back into Vultr here, and that was the network configuration page. So we can close that page down, and we're in Vultr here, and you can see up in the, just making sure we're in the page masternode tutorial 3-in-1. We're still in the server. You server stop, and you've got server restart. So we're going to go ahead and server restart. Yes. Okay, so now the server is restarted. We're going to go ahead and we're going to open PuTTY again. And we copy our main IP, the first IP, from the tree into the host name. We're going to open. We log in as root, enter. Copy password, right click, enter. As you can see now, root at master 1 tutorial 3 in 1. And we are ready to go to where the single node script within the CazCoin.io website is. And as you can see here, we have now prepared the following. And we're ready to go to the local wallet and set up our masternode configuration file. Okay, so the best thing we can do here is open up, just before we even go into the config files within the wallet, if we simply open up a untitled notepad, a blank notepad, and we'll prepare our lines of code for the masternode configuration file in here. And when you open up masternode config file, you will see that there's explains it even in the VPS masternode script. You're going to need to have your IP address, the port, the private key, transaction ID, and the index. So if we simply open up a blank notepad, and as we can see here, here's the alias, the VPS, port, private key, transaction ID, index. So in your notepad, we simply set up a sudo name, IP, port, private key, transaction ID, and index. And we're going to go ahead and fill these in with the correct information so that we have them prepared for use when we need them in the next couple of steps. So the name is, on this one we have masternode 2, we have the IP which is not correct, which we're going to now put in correctly. If we go to our photo, we can see within settings the 3 IPs that we're going to be using. So the first one we have here is the main IP, which we'll copy into our notepad. That's the first IP address and port. Now we're going to need to generate a private key. So we go into the wallet, we go to Tools, Debug Console, and we type in masternode gen key, and that's generated this private key for us here. So we will copy that and we will put it into the private key at this point. So now we still have to get the transaction ID and the index. So transaction ID is going to be available if we go into the wallet again. We can get on this for now, and if we see the 3 50,000s we sent exactly, and that just a good best practice is to lock your wallet so that you don't get any stakes into the 50,000s that you sent during this time. So if we go ahead and we actually double click on the first one that came in that we sent, well, we'll go to the masternode 2. So masternode 2, we double click on that, and as we can see, masternode 2, okay, so we double click here, and we can see the transaction ID at this point here. So we're going to copy that transaction ID in, and close into our notepad, and we'll simply put our transaction ID in here. So the index is the next thing we need to put in. Very simply going to be a 1 or a 0. So how we can actually find out if it's a 1 or a 0 we need to go back into the wallet again. We'll go to Tools, Debug Console, and we're going to type in masternode outputs. And as you can see here is the 4 outputs that we have, because there is one node running already within the wallet, and these are the 3 other 50,000 amounts. So we've got 4 different transactions of 50,000 being sent to this wallet, and as we can see from the transaction ID, which begins with 4B9E. If we go into the debug console, we can see the third one here, 4B9E, and the index for that is 0. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to put 0 as the index for that one. So that's the first one of the 3 lines complete, and we're very simply going to copy that. And we'll put it in 3 times. So we're going to have MN2, the next one we're going to call it MN3, and MN4. So we're going to have to change each of the IP, private key, transaction IDs for these next 2. So we'll go ahead and do that now. So the IP, for the second IP we have, we can copy that in. And as we are here for hanginess, we can just take the third one in. Now we're going to go ahead and get the private keys for 3 and 4, so we go into the debug console again. And we'll let masternode gen key. And we will copy this in if this mouse will allow me to. Okay. Over exactly, and that's the second one, and we'll go ahead and we'll get the transaction ID for MN3, so we go into the wallet, and MN3 we can see here, so we've double clicked on that, transaction ID, copy that one. And we're going to bring that into the transaction ID here. And for that transaction 2B3, we're going ahead and see if the index is a 1 or a 0. The debug console, masternode outputs, and 2B3 is a 1. So we go ahead, 2B36, so we're going to make that a 1. At this point now we have our notepad set up that we can use to copy into our masternode configuration file, and also to the masternode configuration file on the VPS when we need to do so in a few more steps time. So we'll go ahead and we'll close the debug console window. And we will go to Tools, Open Masternode Configuration File. As you can see here, there's one line in already, and that's for the node that is already running. So what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to copy in the new lines of code. So we'll go ahead and we'll look at the notepad we were working on. We have them highlighted. Control and C, Control and V, and we're going to go ahead and go File and Save. And we're going to keep it open at this point for when we need it for the masternode configuration file on the VPS.
CazCoin, your crypto e-commerce shop.
We take the first line and copy into our putty and right click and enter. We'll just do it one line at a time. Okay, so next point we install the nano editor, so sudo apt-get update. Okay, so now it's time to install the dependencies. So we have a big long line of code to copy here all the way across. Okay, so now we're going to have to build the Caz wallet on the VPS, which is made easy with the script. So we're just going to copy with wget this line here. Okay, so it's going to ask us to put in the latest version of the CazCoin wallet, which is 1.2.4. Enter. And as you can see here, it's going to be a little while before it's fully loaded. Okay, so it's asking us, do we want to download the CazCoin blockchain bootstrap? We're going to click 1 for yes. And we're going to need that to go to 100%. Okay, so it's pretty much done now. So yeah, it's complete and we're ready to go on to the next step. And the next step is going to be writing to the configuration files. So instead of, well, the first one we're going to do is exactly the same as if we were putting up one. So we go into the masternode script. And you can see here we're completely blank, so we're going to copy in the configuration file fields, which is on the script for us here. So we'll copy that. Simply right click and we're going to need to copy in the priv key here. So if we go back to the notepad where we had the masternode configuration file, we can see that the priv key is here. We're going to go ahead and copy just the priv key. Now because we're in a 3-in-1, we're going to need to bind it this time, so we're going to bind equal to the first of the IP addresses, which we have here, and also we have it here, so 95.179.83.30. So that is the first configuration file complete, so we're going to have to save that with Control and 0, enter, Control and X to exit. Okay, so that's the first configuration file done. The next configuration file is going to be pretty much the same, apart from we're going to have to go ahead and go CazCoin 2 on this one. So this time we're just going to copy the whole lot, Control and C, and we're going to Control and V it here. As you can see, we're going to have to change as before. We're going to call it tutorial 2. Again, this can be whatever you wish. Different from the previous one we have, so we're going to have to, we're going to leave this one at the 8, as you can see it already was 8, so 8, and then we need to have the private key for the second one. So if we go back into our configuration file we set up earlier, you can see that the masternode 3 priv key is here. We're going to select that, copy, right click, enter, and we're going to need to bind again. And this time we're going to bind it to the second IP address, just to confirm 95.192, and we'll bind it to that one, and that is the CazCoin 2 configuration file complete. So we're going to go ahead and go Control and Circle, Control and Circle, followed by Enter, followed by Control and X. So again, we're just going to repeat that again. So if we highlight the line of code, right click, we're going to go ahead and we're going to change this to CazCoin 3. Okay, so at this point we'll go ahead and we will close the local wallet. We'll just make sure that we have the masternode configuration file saved, as we were using 2 different notepads, so we can close the masternode configuration file. We go into our wallet. We're just going to double check that everything is saved in the configuration file. As you can see, that's fine. So we're going to go File and Exit. So we open up PuTTY again, and what we're going to do now is we're going to start the wallet in the VPS. So we go CazCoin daemon, it's always a good idea to spell it correctly, so we go CazCoin D daemon, and we should start a daemon this time. Yeah, okay. Again, if we were just doing one masternode, we would be starting now and that would be it, but now we need to start the other two, so we go CazCoin D space hyphen data dir equals /root / dot CazCoin 2 space hyphen daemon, and this we should be starting the second one, and we're simply gonna, instead of writing all that out again, we'll copy that and we'll just change it to a tree. Okay, so we have started now the 3 CazCoin servers for the 3 different CazCoin masternodes we have running, or will have running. Okay, so now that we have the 3 of them running, we need to make sure that the VPS has caught up with the blocks that we are currently on within the CazCoin wallet. So there's 2 things we're going to need to have a look at here. We're going to have to keep the Caz Explorer handy so that we can actually see which block okay, so we have 281595, and if we go back we can just go ahead and we can actually check and see where we're at. We're not going to be done yet, but we can check and see exactly where we're on. And if we type in, it's CazCoin client, so CazCoin client space get block count. And if we spell it correctly, as you can see above, we'll just check it again. CazCoin cli get block count, and you can see here we're already up to 249243, and we need to get to 281595. So it takes a bit of time just to get to the block, up to the right block. And we should be there now. 281650, 281650. So we're just gonna go and check CazCoin 2. It shouldn't be too far off. And yeah, CazCoin 2 is caught up. And CazCoin 3. Okay, so we are now ready to, so now we have caught up on the blocks which match the Caz Explorer, so they are fully synced on the VPS. So we're going to go ahead and open our Qt file now. And we're just going to have to allow this to sync for a few moments until we're up at the right block over here. As you can see down the bottom, it's synchronizing masternodes. couple of moments and we'll be ready to go into the masternode tab up here, and we should see our nodes as missing, and we'll go ahead and start all 3 of them. We're going to go ahead and I'm going to unlock the wallet. So we're going to go File, Settings, Unlock Wallet. And once we have the wallet unlocked, we'll go into the masternode tab, and we can see our 3 masternodes. We're after putting up MN2, MN3, MN4, and they're all status is missing. So we'll go ahead, click, and then right click and start alias. Are you sure you want to start? Yes, we do. Successfully started masternode. And we'll do that for all 3. Okay, so we can see it's active. The time hasn't moved and may not move. Like we could see the first 20 minutes, half an hour go by before that starts moving, and once it does, it will continue to move. But just to be doubly sure that all 3 of them are actually running, it may say enabled here, but we need to check in the VPS if everything is as it should. So back into Putty, and in Putty we can check the status of the masternode by going CazCoin, Cly, masternode, status, and we can see here masternode successfully started, which is telling us that the first masternode MN2 is running. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to check the second one. And enter. Masternode successfully started, which is exactly what we're looking for. So we'll just go ahead and we'll check the third one. And we'll change that to a 3. Masternode successfully started on the third one as well. So all 3 are now successfully started and running. So that is us complete. There's no more we can do. We have the 3 of them successfully running.
Shopping in the malls and stores these days can be such a headache. We have all experienced that unwanted stress, trudging from store to store, searching for the perfect product in so many retail stores. Save time, energy and money by shopping from home online at CazShop.io with CazCoin. At the heart of the blockchain jungle lies Caz, which allows you to buy products worldwide through CazCoin's global crypto e-commerce shop using the most secure and untraceable blockchain technology. At CazShop.io, you can search and find your desired products quickly right at the comfort of your own home. Simply click to order and make payment by selecting the cryptocurrency option you wish. Your product is delivered to your door. It's that simple. Sign up now as a merchant or as a buyer for the latest deals and the lowest commissions in town. CazCoin presents the future. Contact us now and become part of the future. CazCoin, your crypto e-commerce shop.
Within 24 hours we should start seeing rewards from each of those come in to our wallet. Like this node, which is currently running for a period of time. You can see 34.28571428 Caz as the reward, and depending on what stage the blocks are on and the number of masternodes that's running will determine how many rewards we get per day. So thanks for listening. Hopefully that will help somewhat in the ability to be able to put up 3 nodes under one server. If there is anything else you want any support on, do not hesitate to contact a member of the CazCoin team, and we will do our best to facilitate.